After leaving the dark and swampy Beastmakers, we have a complete contrast with this next homeworld, Dreamweavers. High above the clouds, this world is made up of floating islands that have grassy areas, pools of water, and a number of whirlwinds. As you enter Dreamweavers, you'll be greeted by the main two enemies of the world. Firstly, the carrot top monks, who sport red hair and fairy-like wings. One of this enemy type will man the cannon placed in the middle of the realm. This cannon shoots magical beams that change the size of the creatures they hit. The smaller form of the carrot top monks will attempt to kick Spyro, whereas their larger form will go for a slap attack, after they've finished blabbering and waving their arms about, of course. The second enemy also enjoy a slap and have the appropriate name of Slap Happy Armoured Monks. Their armoured breastplate means that when they enter their large form, they will actually become invincible to both charge attacks and flame attacks. To resolve this issue, Spyro must take control of the cannon and shoot them down ready for a good smashing. Charge through 3 in a row and you'll get this level's achievement. Also, a little did you bloody know, Dreamweavers is actually the final homeworld in the whole trilogy that includes direct enemies for Spyro. Now there is one more enemy that appears throughout Dreamweavers named the Clock Fools. These fools cannot be killed, but if flamed or charged they will turn into clocks. Once this has been done, a nearby platform will lower until the countdown is up and it will then return back to its previous position. The dragon Marzi will discuss the fools with Spyro, and he is one of 3 dragons to release here, with Sagomo and the leader of the Dreamweavers realm, Latif. Something to note here is all the dragons in Dreamweavers have names that stem from different languages around the world. The 3 main realms in Dreamweavers are Dark Passage, Lofty Castle, and Haunted Towers. The boss level Jack, and a flight level called Icy Flight, which is the final flight level of the game. If I hear a few sighs of relief at the back there. Just before the portal for Icy Flight, you'll see 2 falls and a raised platform against what appears to be a solid wall. Walk through this wall and you'll see a green platform step on. Once done, a skill point will be awarded to you. The fodder that appears throughout Dreamweavers and its realms are the mushrooms. They have little faces on their stem and can be seen hopping around freely until they get blasted by Spyro. The first world you'll spot in Dreamweavers is Dark Passage. This realm can feel like it continues on forever with its creepy tunnels and maze-like design. This may be because it's home to 5 crystallized dragons, the highest number you'll find in the world, with only Peacekeepers level Icy Caverns sharing the same total. Those dragons are Kasaya, Bakari, who is sporting some fine looking slippers I must say, Apara, Obasi, and Ozizi, who was designed in place of a dragon based on Snoop Dogg. On the subject of Snoop Dogg, did you bloody know? He was part of the Reignite Trilogy's marketing campaign, with a video of him receiving the game from a fire-breathing Spyro drone doing the rounds ahead of its release. I'm sure playing Spyro early really lit up his day. From Snoop Dogg to one of this world's enemies, the Devil Dogs. In the dark, they are demonic creatures that can only be flamed and will use their huge mouths to chew on Spyro. However, in light they turn into French bulldogs that can be defeated by either flame or charge. Their smaller form in the original game more so resembled puppies, but the developers of Toys for Bob didn't want Spyro to burn little puppies, so that inspired the change. If you defeat 3 demon dogs while in their large form, you'll receive the Bad Doggies achievement. The other enemy that is affected by the change of light are the Armored Turtles. Although unlike the demon dogs, when they are in their large form, they can become invincible. They will spit fireballs at Spyro, and you can actually get them to break open a strong chest if you direct them, making the firework obsolete. To bring more light into the world, the lamp falls are on hand. If Spyro attacks these falls, they'll turn into lamps for a short amount of time and will keep the creatures small. There is one more enemy in this world, and they are the Cupids. Clearly based on Cupid but with a more devilish look. They will shoot arrows at you, and if another enemy is in the way, they will be killed instead. Music for Dark Passage is a fan favourite due to it being more heavy in style. Yeah, it is a banger. On to our next realm, Lofty Castle. The castle is floating in midair and is surrounded by luscious levitating islands. The Cupids are out to attack Spyro again, as well as the return of the Nork sentries from all the way back in the artisan's world, Dark Hollow. However, this time they are hanging from balloons, so have the appropriate name of Nork Balloonists. Flame the balloon and they will fall to their death, but get too close, and they'll hit you with their shield. The only other enemy here are the Puffer Birds. They seem to be a hybrid of a few different creatures. The Reignite design just kind of remind me of this guy. There's an area where there's 4 of them in a line. Charge them all in a row and you'll get this level's achievement. The dragon Mudada, who can be seen playing with a fairy doll, will tell Spyro that fairies are always on his side. In Lofty Castle, Spyro will need to release fairies from the cages to proceed through the level. Once 3 nearby fairies are released, they'll power up the closest whirlwind. The other 2 dragons here are Baruti and Ursene. After you release Ursene, he will mention there's a supercharge in Lofty Castle. Look behind you after speaking to him and you'll see the supercharge area. Don't worry, it's just a little one this time. Go down the ramp and jump to the highest part of the platform opposite on the right hand side. Go around and then jump into the grassy area and collect your well deserved gems. Speaking of gems, this world has the only red spring chest in the game, which can be found near a group of cupids in the courtyard of the castle. We do have a skill point in this level. This is a more difficult one as it requires you to destroy the hidden stump. Once you make your way through this section of the level, get to the ledge at the end and turn right. You'll see a platform with a tree. Glide over to it and position yourself close to the edge so you'll be able to make the glide across to the next tree. Go towards the wall and move the camera so you can see the grassy area on the other side. Fly around to it and you'll see the stump. Charge through it and you'll have yourself another skill point. Next up is our final main world of Dreamweaver's Haunted Towers. This realm has a handful of branched off rooms, and I hope you like your castles because there's another one here. All three of the enemies in Haunted Towers will make themselves known very quickly, the most memorable being the Tin Soldiers. Thanks to a spell from the Blue Wizards, these hollow suits of armour will block the path for Spyro and can only be destroyed by using the Fairy Kiss Super Flame, or a supercharged attack. Yes, it's here in this world too, and you lucky. The other enemy here are the Nork Aiders. They carry around a wooden shield and a bomb when reignited, whereas in the original game it was a grenade. You can flame or charge this enemy, but be careful not to charge at the same time as they throw, or you'll be dealt a little blow. As previously mentioned, there are fairies scattered around Haunted Towers, who like in the Realm High Caves will kiss Spyro and give him a limited amount of Super Flame, with the dragon Kosoka reminding you of this fact. Once you make your way into the castle, you will see a supercharged ramp. You will need to use this to break through the metal doors in the hall below. Down there you will be able to save the dragon Latalo, and then you can head back out to the hall. While in this hall you'll see a hole in the ceiling, and finding a way up there will stump up many the player. Add to the fact when you stand in this room, you can actually hear a crystallized dragon wobbling around. Like most secret areas, Supercharge is involved once more. So for this one, head down the ramp and make your way into the hall and go through the top right tunnel. Ahead of you you'll see a grassy area. As you get there, jump a hard left and you end up at the incline that goes up to the castle. You'll then have enough speed built up to jump off the platform of the whirlwind and get to the secret courtyard. Up the whirlwind you'll find the dragon Capano, who's holding a nice cup of tea. Into the next room and there's the hole. With this staircase you'll want to make your way up as quick as possible, otherwise the tin soldier at the top will be awake and will block your opportunity to pass. If you do make it past, you'll free a fairy. This one will be wearing an orange dress and will grant Spyro infinite super flame for the rest of his time in the realm. This will make destroying those tin soldiers a lot easier, and if you do destroy all of them, you'll nab yourself this level's achievement. There is also a skill point to get in this level too. At the top of the stairs before the supercharge ramp, look over to the building in the distance. Jump and glide over to the roof and you'll see a blue wizard hat. Fire it up and the point is yours. It may take a few attempts and you don't actually have to land if you time your flame attack well enough. Now, did you bloody know? We've mentioned the original Spyro trilogy developers a few times in these videos, but Insomniac Games are still doing great work to this day. Being one of PlayStation's greatest assets, they have recently put out Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart and the Spider-Man games, with plenty more on the way. To the final flight level of the game now, Icy Flight. No surprise, this world is full of snowy mountains and we are back under a night setting in this one. Here there are 8 lighthouses to light up, 8 chests to break, 8 barrels on 4 trains to blow up, and 8 copter Norks to take down. And if you complete the level without touching the ground, you'll gain this world's achievement. To the boss level now, Jack. As you enter the level you'll see the clock falls are here, and they'll be used to activate the platforms around the realm. The 2 enemies here are nightmare material. Firstly, armoured horrors. These strange ape and crab-like creatures wear metal armour and will claw at Spyro if he gets near. The original design ain't something you want to meet down a dark alleyway, I'll tell you that now. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to meet the giant pansies there either. They wear a dress and carry a flower in one of their giant hands. A lot of these enemies can be seen standing on floating pedestals. If you defeat the 4 pansies here in one glide, you'll earn the achievement Jacktacular. A couple areas in the realm can be difficult to get to, one being getting to the key. While standing on this platform here, if you hit both the falls on the ground, you'll gain enough height from the erection of the platform to glide to the key. The other tough place to get to is to the Dragon Unica. Towards the start of the level, if you flame the fall on the right hand side first and then quickly go to the left one, you'll get yourself up and you'll have enough time to get on the platform before it rises up again. And once it's back up, you'll be able to glide over to Unica. And he is one of 2 dragons, with Jack being the only boss level with 2 dragons to save. The other dragon is Revilo, and he'll take on the duty of providing advice for Spyro before his battle. The boss, Jack, which is the French name for Jack, is very appropriate as he is a Jack in the box. He will laugh and throw boxes at you at quick speed, and with every flame from Spyro, he'll move back through the platforms, but do watch out for that lava below. Once he's on the box nearest to the exit vortex, he'll be ready to be destroyed. And like with a few previous bosses, if you defeat him without being hit, you'll gain a skill point. With all that, you'll now be ready to head to Amos for Balloonist, and he'll warn you of the next homeworld not being the most friendliest of places. And that homeworld is Nasty's World, the final homeworld in the game. And this is where we'll leave it today. If you enjoyed this one, let me know with a like, drop a comment below, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.